Hola YouTube, my name's Gianni, and this channel is all about helping women rebuild their marriage after separation or divorce through the power of manifestation. This is for women who are really committed to marriage and you want your husband home, you want to raise your babies together. If you want to create love, joy, peace, connection, commitment into your marriage after separation or divorce, then you're in the right place. So I'm going to tell you how I got my husband back after separation. So my husband and I have separated a few times. I would say 3, 4 times. I don't know. I didn't keep track because I was already, after the first separation, I was Googling how to get my husband back, how to save my marriage, things like this. And I came across manifesting content. And once I started to manifest, then it was just like a big experiment. I don't have anything to lose, right? So I didn't know why my marriage wasn't working. But there was always something. There was always something in the way, right? Like there was one time where he just didn't want a baby. So we were like, okay, well, I want more kids. So you got to go. Okay. There was just always something in the way of our relationship. And I never knew why. And when I got into manifesting, I learned that my relationship was a reflection of my internal patterns, of what I expected in love, of what I thought men were. And for me, that was always, well, I'm not enough. I don't know how to keep a man. Or marriage is hard. Love is hard. I don't, um, I'm not lovable. I'm not enough. I think I'm not enough was just my biggest one. And I didn't feel like I knew how to navigate relationship. Like I come from a background where relationships aren't navigated very well. And so I just thought that I was destined for that. And so that's kind of what manifested in my marriage over and over and over again. So there was always something in between our love and then when we would be apart, it was like everything was perfect. And we were like, why aren't we together? And then something would bring us back together. And so we were on this roller coaster for a long time. So we've been married about 18 years and we were separated 3 or 4 times in that interval until I really nailed down a routine and I really nailed down my beliefs about who I was in this relationship, who I wanted him to be in the relationship, what our relationship was going to be like, what my children were going to get to have now. And I decided that my marriage was just going to work. My marriage is just going to work. I'm a wonderful person. There's no reason why this man keeps leaving me or I need to keep dumping him. Like, no, I get to have a happy, healthy, stable marriage. So I created my mantra. That was my mantra. I have a happy, healthy, stable marriage. And anytime that I had a thought that was a doubt to that or a fear to that, I would say, no, I am meant to have a happy, healthy, stable marriage. I have a happy, healthy, stable marriage. And I just saturated myself until I believed it. I also had a scene. One of the things that I used to do is I used to complain to his dad a lot about what he was doing or not doing or whatever. So I thought, okay, well, if we were happy, then I would be praising him to his dad, right? So I just remember telling him, oh, he's the best husband ever. Everything's been so amazing. I can't even believe it. So I would loop that scene over and over and over again. I would close my eyes and just picture his dad asking, so how are things going? And me telling him, oh, he's so wonderful. We're just so happy and healthy right now. And I just kept doing that over and over. And it got to the point where I believed it so much that I didn't need to do it anymore. And in my actual life, what would happen? Oh, I had another scene. I would also picture his clothes in the drawers in his dresser, and I would picture his soaps and things in the shower. And those are easy little things where they were like anchors, like, okay, his stuff goes here and my stuff goes here, and this is how we live together now. And so I would do that. Anytime I missed him, anytime I thought about him, I would pick one of those scenes and I would just close my eyes and go into my imagination and experience that. And it got to the point where I was so saturated in that, so full of that experience that I didn't need it to happen. Like it's already a done deal. Like it becomes who you are, what you expect, and it's done. So in actual life, he started coming over more, and he would just hang out after dropping off our son or picking him up or whatever. He would spend his time off here. at home, and we started talking more and hanging out more, being intimate, and it was just like that. And eventually things progressed, and even though he had left because he said he didn't want any more kids, I actually ended up getting pregnant while we were separated. And we just reconciled. And one of my affirmations was, this baby is the best thing that happened to us. This baby is the best thing that happened to us, because that was very stressful. Getting pregnant when you're not together, and you're manifesting the reconciliation of your home. And I would say, this baby has his daddy home. My baby is not going to be going back and forth, not going to be visiting every other weekend. No, I'm not going to be away from my baby. My children are home. They have their daddy home. We're a family. We're happy. We're healthy. We're safe. We're in love. Everything is working out. And I was relentless. I did it over and over, and I did not give up. Eventually, he just said, I'm coming home in October. And I was like, okay, like, duh, I already knew. And at some point, I asked him, what made you decide to come back home? Or like, why did you think it was an option or whatever? And he was like, well, there was no option. I had to come home. That's where I wanted to be. I can't see my life any other way. And in my life, I'm like, yes, I manifested it. And he knows that. And, he is a reflection of me. So, of course, he's happy about that, because I'm happy about that, because I finally put the pieces together of what was missing in my relationship. So you can do the same thing. I just wanted to share it because I know that there's someone out there who's separated or divorced, and you think that it's over. It's not over. You just have to realize that it's an internal game, not an external game. I used to write him letters or apologies and love notes, and let's talk about our marriage. Let's talk about our relationship. We even went to therapy. Like, I read all the books. I did all the things. It's just not it. You have to change who you are. Who would you be if you were in this marriage? How would you think? How would you feel? How would you react? What would be happening? Where would his stuff be? What would he be saying to you? Hear him say those things to you. What would you be telling your friends? What would you be telling your mom? What would you be telling his parents? How would you interact with your kids? What would they be asking, doing? That's what you want, to fill your mind with those scenarios so that you can experience it now. And the more you experience it, the more familiar you become. Your body, your cells, your everything starts to become familiar with that experience, and then it happens, because your life is a reflection of your imagination, of what you experience internally first. And so if you want to reprogram your mind to bring your husband home and to expect good things out of love, I created an audio that you can download and listen to first thing in the morning and last thing before bed. It is in the description box below, and it's free for you to download and listen to. Put in the comments how it has helped your life, and I can't wait to hear about the results you are going to get. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to my channel, and until next time, bye.